NBA 2K25 is, I think, the best the game has ever been on the court. It continues the series' tradition of pushing further and harder to let you feel like a pro without having to do all that hard work that it requires in real life. Microtransaction hellabounds in the My Career and My Team modes, but does this one have enough juice in the tank to make up for it? I think so. Allow me to explain in the XboxEra review of NBA 2K25. NBA 2K25 has nearly everything that at least I could want from a basketball title, though I'm sure it's missing something someone somewhere wants, as I just tend to enjoy playing through seasons as the Celtics. But mode-wise, we have My Career, the number one moneymaker. It lets you focus on creating a character, working through the city, in various modes to become the centerpiece of a dynasty. It's really big, pretty fun, but it really wants you to spend money on improving and customizing your character. Moneymaker number 2 is My Team, in which you'll build up a fantasy team with various microtransaction fueled packs, though you can play and earn them as well. It's a lot of fun again, it's very deep, and again, almost entirely focused on desperately trying to get you to spend money on card packs. My NBA Eras was a lot of fun. It's a franchise mode that lets you play through multiple eras from the last 40-ish years of the NBA. You've got Bird Magic, Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, Curry, and the modern eras to choose from. Each of them get their own sets of graphics and filters to tailor how NBA presentations looked at the time. Play Now, which is your very basic choose between a various online and offline exhibition matchups for the NBA. Then you've got the WNBA suite, where you're able to choose from Quick Play, Career Mode, which is their version of My Career, Playoffs, and of course the 2K share systems and all of it, which lets you download other people's custom setups. You've got Learn 2K, a very deep series of tutorials to walk you through the game's fundamentals and many new systems. 2K TV, the ever-present in-game network show covering all things NBA 2K, and then your settings, where you can go in and customize the game in dozens of ways. And I found that the on-the-court action is 95% of what I care about in an NBA 2K title. Playing through multiple game modes and everything just feels really damned good, at least against the CPU. This is the best mix of realistic movement and fun-ass video game shit yet. The transition animations are smooth, and while you never feel 100% in control, that is kinda how things are in real life. Bodies have momentum. You can't always just stop on a dime, and thinking ahead of where you're going and to what you're going to do, it's required to have any chance of scoring a basket or playing solid D. The shot meter is a nearly imperceptible one that raises into an arrow near your player. The timing on everyone is really different, even from move to move that you do with one player. So you are going to need to know the exact timing of everyone on your team if you want to keep your shooting percentage up. Going from Steph Curry's ridiculously quick release to Larry Bird's more methodical one is very jarring if you are not locked in. The game, of course, has players from nearly every generation, and playing as them in various eras feels like a completely different style of basketball. The modern era, being dominated by the three-pointer, is the exact opposite of the Jordan era, where physical defense was king. There are a ton of moves to do during a game, and learning it all is going to take a while for all but the most seasoned 2K players. That Learn 2K mode was suggested to us by PR before we did our reviews, and I can see why after spending time with the game. It's akin to a fighter, where you need to learn the timing and moveset of each player you're using if you want to win, especially on harder difficulties or against other actual people. Presentation-wise, NBA 2K25 is gorgeous, featuring some of the best faces and most realistic hair I've ever seen in anything. While streaming the title on launch day, I could not stop marveling at the hair on both the male and female stars. There could be some wonky physics at times with it, but it looked natural, which video games rarely get right for people of color. Beards also look full and not like this weird patch of grass half mown on the side of someone's face. The arenas are full of life, even if the crowd is still a little off in comparison to the polygon count of the stars. You get full halftime and timeout dance routines, audience mini-games like trying to hit a half-court shot, and a full-on presentation style similar to an NBA on TNT game. You even get that crew for halftime shows, though they don't say a ton. Crowd noise, stadium speaker stylings, and everything about the presentation are top-notch. If you are just here like me to play and enjoy the NBA itself, then I don't think you can find anything that better mimics real life. My career and my team are always in the crosshair of reviewers and online fans. The reality is that most people who play this game want to spend all of their time and a lot of their money on them. Thus, they do become the focus of each year's release. My career, once again, has very high production values to go along with its ambitious story mode. Though I did find the male version again to have more effort put into it than the WNBA version. Still, in the end, it's this huge, I'm gonna play this all the time mode that lets you do a ton without having to spend money if you're willing to be more patient. Both of the microtransaction focus modes do a good job of letting you know what's new in them as well, which is always appreciated. The My Team pack opening frenzy will invariably pull in millions of dollars every week as people look to pay to win or skip through the content as they power up their player or team. There's enough other stuff to do, and I didn't run into any bugs while doing it, though it is always online, meaning that the full launch might have some server issues, but for now in early access, it runs well enough and the menus were not held back at all, like they tend to be in EA's titles. Wrapping things up, NBA 2K25 features phenomenal on-court action, every major mode I could hope for, and is one of the prettiest games I've ever seen. Whether you're a microtransaction-loving maniac or just looking to shoot some hoops like you're an all-star, it has never been a better time to jump into this long-running franchise.